Mm.
And it's so
See,
funny to
it's
me.
studio interference is just the kiss of death to
Oh
creativity.
God!
You know?
And it's like, if Disney didn't let Alex Hirsch do as he wanted, for your reference, Windmageddon wouldn't have happened the way it happened if Gravity Falls wasn't famous. If
Right.
it wasn't pulling in as much money as it was doing,
It
you
would
wouldn't
just be
have
another
any bloody
churned out crap.
waterfalls. Exactly. And I could go on a rant about animated TV shows right now, but let's not, because
Yeah.
I will become explosive.
Wait, can I spoil The Mandalorian for you?
No, I really actually do want to watch that show, so please don't. Please do not.
But it's
Pivot
if I could
to
talk
something
to you
else.
about it without it being a spoiler.
No, even then, I feel like you'll end up spoiling tiny bits.
Okay.
Okay. All of this to say, it's stupid how studios go, oh, we make money off TV shows. We should make more shitty TV shows that no one wants. And we should cancel all the ones that are half interesting. Inside Job. I don't know if you watch Inside Job. Did you watch Inside Job?
No.
Okay, animated TV show. It's about like the Illuminati and like conspiracy theories. It's a really satirical take on the idea. It's a great comedy that gets emotional and really interesting and intellectual. It gives Gravity Falls and Rick and Morty type feel. You know what I mean?
Okay, right.
When I tell you it's so good, it makes me want to cry. I watched season 2 and I was, you know, when you watch something and you're like, this is good, and then you watch something and you go, this is life changing, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Season 2 was the latter. They cancelled the show.
Right. It's just
Cancelled
heartbreaking
the show
when
after
shows get
season
cancelled,
2.
man.
And when I tell you there was an internet outbreak,
Right.
people were screaming their heads off. Not only did it end on a cliffhanger, not only were they reaching a point that was really
Oh, a
fucking
cliffhanger as well. Oh, that's
Not only was the show getting serious, because like you obviously with comedy animations especially, you have this period of time where it's very like ha ha ha, and then it gets a little bit serious, and then the comedy takes a backseat, and you have this really beautiful drama all of a sudden, right? Go get it, because I cannot reach it. And then they cancelled it,
right.
and it was the most depressing shit. All of 2023, I was so pissed off. I was so pissed. I made Leon watch that show for reference.
Right.
Leon
You never make anyone
was
watch anything.
obsessed. He was obsessed with that show. I think it was Leon. I'm pretty sure it was Leon. Correct. We'll ask him later, but I'm almost entirely sure. And it's just so upsetting seeing good shows suffer because people don't want to give them the time.
People
that
didn't
guy fucking
TikTok
froze.
about it.
On God, people didn't TikTok about it. No, you know what the most unfair thing about that show specifically was? People did TikTok about it. People loved that show, Nathan. They were
Right.
obsessed with it. I think it was just a case of the opening week didn't make enough money, and Netflix has this whole opening week thingy.
Yeah. Netflix are weird though. They never release their numbers.
Yeah, they are a bit bizarre with it. Low-key, they're a cult. I digress. How do you expect to flourish as a creative company if you're not willing to give your own creations time to breathe? It doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense, Nathan.
You have to let it cook, you know. But, so, Avatar: The Last Airbender is an example of how they let it cook. I don't know much about the behind the scenes and like production of the show, but in terms of storytelling and like just narrative layout, filler episodes serve purpose for building character and plot, and I think that is an example of letting it cook. You have to have time with characters to form bonds with them. If you didn't have a whole episode of like the Tales of Ba Sing Se, for example, or
my
like
God.
the one where like they didn't have to cook that hard. They
didn't.
but they
really
did.
weren't getting
Yeah.
paid that much.
No.
And that's just the thing, right? I can say with confidence, Avatar: The Last Airbender, one of my favorite shows of all time. Of all time. And if it wasn't for all those stupid filler episodes, I don't think that'd be true.
Like
If I didn't get those...
characters feel like family to me
Yes.
because of those episodes.
not just real human beings, not just complex real human beings, but complex real human beings that I love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, you can't create that in a season. You can't create that in 2 seasons. You honestly can't create that in 3, and yet somehow they did, and that tells you how good the show was. And it's just a case of, without Cactus Juice, without Sokka having tiny little interactions with people, and him going from this like kind of arrogant kind of kid who wants to be a man to this man, without Toph having her little comedic little things that like eventually you start to understand is her way of expressing love for her friends, without Katara having her whole motherly thing going because of her various
like Katara's my favorite character from the show, and that's a big aspect of why I love her character.
Without all those things, what would that show be? What would it be? And I'm not even touching.
I'm not saying it will be bad, but
it's the main character.
You see, this is I've told you this before.
You don't really.
It's not that I don't like Aang. It's just every other character has so much going on that they all cook.
Aang is kind of like your average main
I know he's meant to be the main character, but damn. Which just shows how like Game of Thrones is like that for me. Every character, Podrick shines, you know. What did he do to those girls?
What did he do to those women?
Like, there's an episode in Breaking Bad where Walter and Jesse. You're aware of who Walter and Jesse are, right? You've seen enough about.
I know the basics. I know the basics.
They're trapped, not trapped, but they go off into the desert to cook meth in an RV, and they run out of gas, and they're pretty much just trapped there the entire episode. Or there's another episode which is really highly rated. It's one of the highest rated episodes of TV ever, called The Fly, where it's pretty much just Walter and Jesse talking for an hour, and Walter's he's going a bit crazy.
I also want to watch the show.
Yeah, well, sure, buddy.
I'm gonna. It's on the list. It's a very long list that I'm very slowly going through.
But it is. Okay, one of my favorite episode of Euphoria is just.
I don't want to watch that one. Sorry.
It's Zendaya's character Rue talking to her mentor guy, Ali, in a diner on Christmas Eve, and it's literally an hour, and it's just that, and it is fantastic. That's some good TV.
Community, love that show to bits. There's an episode where it's someone's birthday and they go to one of the people's apartments, and the entire episode is 6 different realities where they roll a dice, and Abed, who's like the autistic character, and that's the best way to describe him, by the way. He goes, I wonder what happens in the other universes where we roll the other dice. And then the rest of the episode is them going through each and every single one of those universes. Right. Comedy gold, number 1. Number 2, the most down...
Comedy shows are so hard to do as well.
It all happens in a single room.
Fantastic.
And it's 10 minutes for each place, and it's one of my favorite episodes of this 6-season-long show. Time is so important.
If you don't let shows cook, then no one's gonna love it.
The way you make franchises is by giving something a chance. And if you disregard a show because it's not making as much as you want it to, not even how much you need it to like make a profit, but how much you expected it to, what the fuck are you doing with your life? It's like making a bet on something, and then halfway through whatever race is going on, you go, nah, never mind, and you go home.
Yeah.
It's stupid. It's not just stupid. I don't think it's a smart business choice.
But
it's
also,
a smart business choice in the short run.
Those episodes allow so much more creativity, you know? So why would you limit that? It just doesn't make any sense. I love a show when you can have that option. Or it could just be 2 people talking and it's just written beautifully, you know? Like, why would you
disregard
stop that? Yeah.
And the thing is, it's not like we're smart or intelligent. This is basic fucking narrative understanding.
We are, we're viewers. Like, we never make anything. But we know what we like to see, you know? So I don't know why modern television is kind of sucking right now, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I know why. It's money. The answer's money. So is fucking money.
Dude, my lightsaber's disappeared.
Fucking hell. They got me. They jumped me.
There we go.
GG's though. But yeah, it's just upsetting. The writer's strike wasn't too long ago. In that writer's strike,
really
writers
ruined
big
it.
and small decided to not write because companies refused to pay them. It's
And,
like
like,
you have these writers who
It's
make
fair.
basically yeah. You have
If
these
you're
writers who
making
basically make
billions of dollars for this company, and they
multi-million-pound franchises,
you might
and
want to
they're
pay
not
them.
getting paid enough. No, because it's disgusting when you think about the writers, the people who have to co-write, the people who have to like look after scripts, this, who do it for shows that are huge, immense, right? Who make the CEOs, who make the directors millions, right? They are just normal, everyday workers. They're writers, sure, they have a degree, but they're everyday workers. And these writers would not be getting paid like barely minimum wage. And you have to stop and think, right? A show makes baseline £1 million, right? And even one of the people working on it doesn't get paid enough to make ends meet. What the fuck has gone on here? What has gone wrong? Because that math is not
Doesn't make it. It's not mathing,
any
man.
way or form. And it's disgusting. And like, here's the thing, right? At the end of the day, I could say the same about
he just
doctors.
killed himself. Do you see that?
I didn't, but he finished some stuff off. Delightful. He was like, I'm sick and tired of this.
That's Grandpa.
I could mention doctors. I could mention junior doctors. I could mention so many important jobs that don't get the financing they really do need. And it's because we live in a greedy, fucked up world. I get that 100%. But even if we live in a greedy, fucked up world, shows make money. If you don't take care of them, they'll stop making you money. So what's going on? Who's doing the maths here?
Doesn't make any sense.
Stupid.